Thank you so much for coming back to check your girl out yet motherfucking again. It's your girl Chrissy, and guess what, mother effer? Back! Period. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about green flags. Yes, I want to talk to you guys about green flags. I want to start opening up more about the things that I truly, genuinely look out for, because I think it's just good to be cognizant of what it is that, you know, appeals to you and what it is that you want and what it is that you're looking for. A lot of times when you don't allow yourself to self-heal and go through the process that I and many other women on this journey, particularly abstinence, celibacy journey, whatever you want to call it, it's synonymous. Particularly on these journeys, you know, we have a bit of, I want to say, not a head start, but we have a bit of advantage because we have been doing the work diligently and learning ourselves and learning, like, seriously, in order to seriously put your foot down on a lot of things, you have to fall in love with yourself. So once you fall in love with yourself, you realize, you know, errors that you made in the past, relationships, and things that you look forward to, you know, in your future relationship, or ships, whatever it may be. Okay, so one of the biggest green flags for me is being intentional. Let's start with that. From the beginning, we need to let each other know what time we on. We just, at the end of the day, need to understand what kind of time we are on. Part of being intentional with me would definitely require just scheduling dates, going ahead and take the initiative. Like, I like a man to move like a boss. I like for a man to move like a man. I don't need a man whose hand I need to hold and direct and lead on how to be a man, number one, because that's not my job. I don't know how to do that, okay? But not only to be a man, but I don't need to hold your hand on how to be a leader. You know, part of a green flag for me is seeing a man be intentional, taking initiatives, setting up dates, you know, calling, not being on that, oh, well, she didn't call me first. Lead. You know what I'm saying? Get me to a place where I'm comfortable to call you first and I don't feel like I'm stalking you, because it's a mutual thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with being intentional, also in addition to that, for me, it's also about being very forthcoming. Excuse me, I was just coughing my lungs out of this world. But being intentional also means being forthcoming. I don't need to ask you certain questions, you know. I think you just have to be open and forthcoming with some things. Like, I don't condone cheating, but if you're going to cheat, let me know that you cheated, okay? That's what being forthcoming is about. Or how guys like to say, oh, you didn't ask if I was in a relationship, that's why I didn't say anything. That's not being forthcoming. To me, it's being manipulative, and it's withholding the truth, and it's being deceptive and deceiving. So deceiving and deceptive is the same thing, but you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, but anyways, I just like a man to understand that, you know, it's not, everything is not about sex. You know what I mean? Everything, especially with younger men and younger generation, like, it's about sex to them. Like, dude, get over it. Next on the list, we do have consistency. Yes, of course we have consistency on the list. And yes, I will be bringing that out in the beginning of this series because that is really important. It is so important to be consistent from the beginning to the end of a relationship with me. That's just a green flag for me. The moment you get inconsistent, my red flag radar starts going wild and there's no coming back from it. Like, none. I'm traumatized and I don't want any parts of inconsistency, like, at all. I went over a decade with it. I don't want it anymore, okay? So yes, you have to be consistent. That is a green flag for me. That means continuously keeping in contact with me as I'm keeping in contact with you. If you didn't start off calling me every day, I don't expect you to start off calling me every day. You get it? But if that's what you was doing, you're definitely going to have to keep that up. So consistency is about keeping the momentum going. Like, basically, like, what you did to get me is what you got to do to keep me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not one for games. Like, I'm grown. I'm going to be 35 next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a little girl. And that's why a lot of these old heads like going for little girls, because they like that little stupidity stuff. We get it. You can manipulate them and stuff like that. But young girls, that's why I do videos like these, so you can watch older women like myself and learn a thing or two, so you don't have to go down the same path to get here, okay? You can just surpass all that and live your life happy ever after in like 25. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, just don't do inconsistencies over here. You cannot... A man is only going to switch up for a reason. If he wants you, he will remain diligent. And that's just bottom line. Like, that's what I see. You know, a lot of us like to think we're super bad. And a lot of times that don't even really mean anything. A man can have the baddest chick in the world, or in his world, or the baddest chick that he will ever encounter. Let's start with that. The baddest chick he will ever encounter. Not saying I'm the greatest, but probably be the greatest you ever met and never will meet. And still will F it up for life. You know what I'm saying? Because of his ego, because of his pride. A lot of times when my ex used to tell me, oh, I just wanted to see if I still got it. And I heard a lot of other guys say the same thing. Like, why you want to see if you still got it at 34, 33? Like, why are you trying to see you still got it in your 30s? Like, I mean, at this point, I want to know if you still got God, Christ, you know, if you still got money in your pockets, if you still got good credit. No, yes, no, I can't talk. You know, I'm just trying to figure a thing out or two, because if you're trying to figure that out, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because we're trying to figure out the wrong things here. So, you know, like, it pays to be consistent in this day and age, in this dating age. It's a great sign to look for, to represent, to exude. Okay, let's see. And a man that's determined, you know, who's going to get it by any means necessary, respectfully, not illegally, not with none of that. Sorry, I've just never been that girl. Not that girl. No, not me. Yeah, one more thing, and by the way, don't no real woman want no whole A nigga. Sorry, we don't. I don't like that. But I'm going to start and stop here with that and get back to it at a later category, okay? Next up on the list. Okay, so finally we're wrapping up this 3. Was it 3? Was it really given 3, or was it given more than 3? And I was just doing subtitles, because that's what it was looking like. Okay, so we're finally wrapping up my top. We're just going to call it top 3 for the aesthetic. That, of course, is a sweetheart. Contrary to popular belief, and of course, Chrissy's unpopular opinion, because that's why we're here. Yeah, I'm not one for the bad guys. I don't like bad guys. I've never been attracted to bad guys because they were bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that never turned me on. It actually turns me completely off. I don't like a-holes. I mean, granted, I do like a little a-hole towards other people, because sometimes I can be an a-hole, but in our relationship, you cannot be an a-hole to me. Can't be nasty towards me, disrespectful towards me, because I am not going to do that to you until you keep doing it to me. And we are not there. That is years ago, and I don't do stuff like that. But outside of that, like, you know, I'm just really one that I truly enjoy a really, really sweet man. And not saying that he's like super soft or super sensitive, but when it comes to me, oh, he's all teddy bears, and he's all up on me. He's all on me, okay? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Well, oops. Yeah, we need him to be. You can get me. I don't even know what that is. But if he can get me there and then get me down the aisle, then you can get me in the bed. I'm telling you, it might be something you want to consider. And that it's just really sweet. Like, he's not an a-hole towards me. If he have to check niggas because he a boss, and that'll turn me on. But don't check a female. That is the biggest turn off, because most of these niggas that be trying to check females and that will hit a female will never fight a man. Will never fight a man. Will never put his hand. He will never square up with another nigga. Isn't that something? They rather pull a gun. Niggas is weird. But anyway, say all that to say, like, I just find that in today's society, a lot of guys think that a lot of women like bad guys and a-holes and men that are disrespectful. Actually, there's a majority that don't. And I'm one of them. Like, I've never been that type. I've never been the one to go after the guy on the street or to go after the guy because he's moving weight. Like, that's not me. Like, I've never been the one that wanted a jailbird or, you know, aspire to date a guy. Like, no. Because, you know, you can still be a boss, have power and authority, and do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And that to me is more attractive. And then alongside with that, you know, I just love a man who's not an a-hole, who's a sweetheart, because he got God's glow all over him. That's just really what it's about. You can't be an a-hole and be a godly man or a man of God. Like, you can't. So anyways, I'm just going to summarize this whole thing and wrap it up. And hopefully it didn't go too long, because I am doing this using my Snapchat for the filter. I look tired tonight and I did not feel like doing no makeup. So all you got was brows and some lip. But I ain't feel like putting nothing under here, so I just had to use the filter instead. Anywho, just to wrap this night up, so I just wanted to give you guys the 3 green flags. I'm like, every time I say green flags, I'm thinking red flags. And that's the reason why I did this video, is because I want us to get out of the habit of talking and discussing and having conversations and thinking about red flags. The negatives, the negatives, the negatives. You know, once you reach a certain part in your healing journey, your self-love journey, your self-awareness journey, whatever it is, once you reach a certain part in that journey today, you know, it's just really important to be mindful of what your green flags are. Like earlier, like I said, I started to stutter. Every time I wanted to say the word green flags, I was saying red flags, you know, or I wanted to say red flags. And that's because we're just so used to talking about red flags, red flag this, red flag that. So I want to make this a mini series and just to basically get us in a habit of being aware and being in the habit of talking about our green flags and making that a thing. Like, I see it here and there, but it's not a thing. So this was actually a video I've been wanting to do for the last couple of years, just never taken the time to do it because I felt like it needed to be thrown out or well thought out. But obviously, as you can see, this is a Snapchat filter. It's a Snapchat filter, so obviously it wasn't well thought out. That's probably a portion of the reason why I decided to do it this way, outside of it just being the filter. It's just because, you know, I love going live. You get the raw, authentic version of me. I don't want to edit, but unfortunately I can't go live here with this filter, and I'm going to have to edit because I have to add the videos together. But outside of that, I just wanted to give you guys like a real, I want to introduce green flags to you guys on a more positive note, you know, because as God is making my husband on my way finally, hallelujah, I have to shift my way of thinking out with the old and in with the new, and that's with everything inside and out. So that's where we're at today. And, you know, for everyone still on this celibacy or abstinence journey with me, I wish it. Because this road is not easy. Like, it is not easy. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I feel like I had a lot of ups and downs. So this is kind of a celibacy journey update as well. But I had a little bit of ups and downs throughout this journey. And I would say the hardest part is now. Like, now is the hardest part. But guess what? The value, the self-worth, or the worth in general, like all of that, it applies. It's solid. You know what I'm saying? So I just want us to make the best of what's to come. I'm ready for everything God got lined up for me this year. So he's already been doing a thing, okay? He's already been doing a thing. So to God be the glory. Peace and love, loving.